is.
I mean, that height's got to help out if you're conducting, so everyone in the back can see what's going on.
That is so unfair. You can't claim Taco Tuesday.
We know the Bears won't be playing football in January, unfortunately, since they've been erased from the playoff picture. But there are still 2 December games left to watch and dissect. I'm Brittany Toolis reporting from Hallis Hall with your Bear Down Lowdown. The Green Bay Packers are coming into Sunday's game on a high after notching their 10th win of the season. So far, Aaron Rodgers has thrown close to 3,300 yards and just shy of 24 touchdowns on the season. Over half of those are carried into the end zone by Green Bay's Aaron Jones. Bears defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano says Jones is a great dual-action player for Green Bay. Running the ball is his bread and butter, but he can run routes like a receiver just as well. In the first matchup of the season, the Bears defense held Green Bay to just 10 points, the least amount they've scored all season. The key will be keeping the Packers out of the red zone, as the Packers are tied for second in the league in red zone touchdown percentage. I'm Brittany Toolis reporting from Hallis Hall with your Bear Down Lowdown. We saw Mitch Trubisky and the Bears offense put on a show in the second half of the Lions game on Sunday, but that was against a struggling defense. Chicago is going to have to keep that momentum going from start to finish to put up a fight against LA.
They're calling it Jurassic Park Rockford. That's where we find Brittany Toolis. Brittany, you've been talking to fans. What are they saying about tonight's action?
Eric, as you can see behind me, City Market Pavilion is packed with Rockford residents cheering on hometown hero Fred VanVleet. And fans here are just as hyped up as they are in Toronto's Jurassic Park. The crowd has been getting loud every time Toronto touches the ball, hoping each possession gets them a basket closer to seeing Rockford's Fred VanVleet become a champion tonight. VanVleet's name is on the back of hundreds of jerseys. You can hear the crowd going wild behind me. The Warriors had the lead most of the first quarter, but when Auburn alum added 2 free throws to the Raptors board, the crowd went wild. It's Rockford pride that's on the line, along with the NBA championship.
I'm feeling like this is the closeout game. To be the first guy since Cheap Trick to bring Rockford out and get them together like this. Hometown hero. We're going to win it tonight.
It's amazing. Like, you never see stuff like this in Rockford. I think if you're from Rockford, this is bigger than the NBA Finals game. This is like us versus them.
I'll be back after the game with some fan post-game reactions, as hopefully the Raptors and Fred VanVleet are crowned NBA champions for the first time in franchise history. But for now, live in Rockford's Jurassic Park, Brittany Toolis, Eyewitness News. Eric, back to you.
And they put 2 past Tuukka Rask. I mean, he's a big-time NHL goalie. He never played in the American League. He came straight from Finland over in the National League. So that's something to hang your hat on.
Well, that's a lot to deal with. When you're a hockey coach, you're going to get frustrated. You can't handle it that way, no matter how long ago it was.
Let's learn more about the Chiefs in our scouting report. They started the season 4-0. Then Patrick Mahomes went down with a dislocated kneecap. They slumped and lost 3 of 4. Now they've rebounded. They've won their last 4 games. 2 weeks ago, they won in the rain in New England. Last weekend, they won in the snow in Kansas City over the Broncos, 23-3. Patrick Mahomes passed for 340 yards in that snow, including 2 touchdown passes. He enjoyed it.
It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I mean, you saw the guys, and they were embracing it.
The weather shouldn't be a factor for this game. The forecast is looking good for Soldier Field Sunday night. So we asked you for your feedback on that performance. Are you disappointed in Mac's play this season? Do you expect more from him? Or do you give him the benefit of the doubt because he's often double-teamed and offenses are geared towards stopping him? Here's what you said in our social media blitz. Patricio Solis says, I think you have to give him some benefit of the doubt because he's always chipped and double-teamed. Just look at Aaron Donald. His numbers are down too. Jeff Reber says, definitely not how Mac plays. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. The guy is a beast. Mahomes is on a whole different level than Trubisky is. He might be the best quarterback in the NFL. Now it's up to the Bears defense to stop him and his many weapons.
It's going to take all 11 out there doing their job.
Kansas City's QB Patrick Mahomes hasn't slowed down since earning the NFL's MVP title last season. Throwing over 3,600 yards and a 10-4 record, he might be the toughest challenge for this Bears defense.
He's one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. He can make every throw. He's very tough, and he's a competitor.
He's a threat, downfield. He can stem plays with his feet, look off passes. So you just got to really be on top of the keys and play tight coverage.
All season long, Bears defense is focused on eliminating big plays, but making one big play after another is just what Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is known for.
It seems like every play, there's run action, there's RPOs, there's a lot of things that can distract your eyes and take you off your keys, and so it's going to take great discipline, relentless effort.
They're going to take their chances downfield, and I think this is going to be a game where it falls on the DBs. It's going to be on the corners and the safeties to just do our job and do it correct.
Mahomes isn't the only guy driving this Chiefs offense.
They got a lot of fast guys on the outside that can stretch the field vertically, run route separation and things like that. So we really just got to come and play in the back end.
Tight end Travis Kelce is one guy Chicago defense can't turn their backs on.
We got to tend to him. We got to make sure that, because we really feel like, he's the catalyst. He's kind of like the guy that makes that thing go.
So we'll see what this Bears defense is made of this game. Guys, no player on this Bears roster is scrutinized more than Trubisky is. Although fans were happy about the 3 touchdown passes, they still want to see a lot more from their quarterback. DJ Williams says movement in the right direction. He still hasn't thrown for 300 yards in a game.
You guys saw a flash of him against the Vikings, and you got a great dose of him last week.
Linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski jumped into Sunday's game when Danny Trevathan left with an elbow injury. But he didn't just fill in. With 10 tackles and a sack, Kwiatkowski made his presence known.
I saw him running off. I ran on. I didn't know the extent of the injury or even what happened. So I don't know if it was one play, multiple plays. So it was kind of those things that got in. I didn't know how long it was going to be, and then kind of the flow of the game took over.
Kwiatkowski also intercepted a pass against the Lions. Kwiatkowski's teammates say the linebacker position is a hard one to just come in cold and perform like he did.
That middle linebacker spot is like the quarterback. Like he's like the captain of the team, and so just how he controls the huddle and manages that, it's been good.
The Lions game isn't the first time Kwiatkowski was called onto the field and changed the game. In Week 4 against the Vikings, he also had 10 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. Kwiatkowski says that's because of his mindset leading up to every game.
Just going through the week and just kind of preparing like you're going to play. It's happened to me multiple times in my career, so I kind of learned just going to each week kind of the same and prepare like you're going to play.
Most would say after the Lions game, Kwiatkowski earned his start this week against the Rams. But Kwiatkowski says he doesn't get caught up on starting. He just wants to help the team win.
It's great, but that was the last game. We have another game this week, so it's can't really let your highs get too high, lows get too low. You got to move on and get ready for this week.
The Bears probably won't re-sign Trevathan for next season, so the rest of this season, Kwiatkowski could be auditioning for a shot at a full-time starting job. Samantha and Scott, back to you. Guys, Max seemed almost unstoppable last season. This season he started strong, but hasn't been making game-changing plays the past several weeks like we're used to seeing from him.
And they played hard and they made plays, and we forced a bunch of punts and we got, 2 takeaways and had the ball out a couple more times.
Bears defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano lists off all the big plays Bears defense made in the game against the Rams. One name missing from the stat sheet is Bears defensive powerhouse Khalil Mack.
It's usually not like that.
But Mack's teammates say his defensive drop-off is not from lack of trying.
It's no secret that Khalil is getting the most attention on the field. Sometimes he goes from double team to triple team. He's a force, so any way that you can neutralize him and make sure he doesn't wreck up the game, you have to do it.
When you do get his one-on-ones, they're doing a good job of getting the ball out quick.
Opposing teams double-teaming and focusing on Mack comes along with the territory of being a force on defense. Linebacker Leonard Floyd says that shouldn't stop the rest of the guys from stepping up.
They're not just game planning him. They're game planning a lot of people, all our key players. That's what every team does. But it's up to us to go out and execute and keep the other teams from scoring.
With just 1 sack in the last 6 games, opposing teams' offenses seem to have neutralized Khalil Mack. But it's opening up the field for other guys on the defensive side of the ball to excel. One player that's turning heads is linebacker Roquan Smith.
He played fast, he was decisive, he was physical, played with emotion, played with fire. He did a lot of great things. He played a whale of a game, really good football game. Had the turnover on the second drive, the interception.
This week's game should be a good opportunity for Mack to pick up some sacks. The Giants have given up 34 sacks already this season. Samantha and Scott, back to you. Eric in Brooklyn, Nick Belmonte is not only here to support the girls and give them a big boost, he's a big reason they even have a team.
I just want to show the boys that girls can do anything like them.
Rylan Maroney and the rest of her team, the Little Peaches, stepped out onto the field ready to prove that point. They're on the first all-girls team in the Harlem Community Center Summer League. 2 Rockford area moms with a love for the game coached the team.
We were the little girls who collected baseball cards and watched the Cubs and idolized Mark Grace and Rhino and the Hawk, and we wanted to play baseball.
Bethany Moreland and Natalie Hawker started the team after going to a women's baseball clinic. That's where they met former professional player and Chicago Cubs scout Nick Belmonte. He inspired them to get out and play.
Inspiration can be like wildfire. You know, he gave it to us. We're hopefully giving it to them.
And maybe they branch out and inspire other girls to the point where, hey, maybe one day in the big leagues, there may be the first woman players.
I want to be in the MLB one day with the boys.
This is the team's first year in the league. They're still looking for their first win. Belmonte says these girls embody the Cubs motto, "We never quit."
It's not going to matter whether they win or lose. They're going to have fun practicing, but never give up, because that is going to instill them that mindset in life that don't give up. You can achieve anything you want.
If you're a girl and it's been your big dream to play baseball, try to make the dream come true.
The Little Peaches did end up losing tonight 6-4, but their coaches say it was their best game to date. Eric in Brooklyn. I am here with Sabrina, Ashley, and Marcy of the Rockford Rage. For those of you that don't know, it is Rockford's roller derby team. And although those are the real names, they have alternate egos that they like to use on the track. So can you guys tell me what your roller derby names are?
Brady Cake,
Bouncin' Betty, BB Hate.